M0FXB, welcome to my channel. So it's very hard to decide whether to get yourself a GD-88 or an 878 style radio. Have a look at the rest of the video. I think for Mr. Average user, I would say probably get the 878. The GD-88 is a bit buggy and it's quite advanced in some of its features, and the programming software, there's a bit of a learning curve. Buy it, or should I get really most people would go for the Anytone 868, 878. In the background here we've got my Linko DJ MD5, which is virtually works the same as the older 878s. The thing it hasn't got is receive APRS. So why buy a GD-88? Well, it's definitely not an Anytone 878 UV2 Plus, because if you get the latest 878, you've got RX, TX, APRS. It has a battery that would last for a long time, and there are many code plugs and CSV files that you can get for the radio easily, and the screen information is superior to what you're going to get with the GD-88. The screen information, once you've added the CSV file to the 878, will be excellent. You'll get all the information on the screen. The newest 878 will hold 500,000 contacts. The other thing is the volume adjust. When you adjust the volume, you can go into the settings, select sound, and you can lower the gain type setting so that you can turn the volume very low. So if you're sat next to your wife, and you're watching telly and she doesn't want to hear the radio, you can lower the volume. With the GD-88, I'll show you, but you can't really do that. The other thing with the GD-88 is although it is dual receive, which is excellent that you can have dual digital receive, but you are forced to watch both bands at the same time, so the main band and the sub band. The plus side is you can actually receive on one band and TX on the other, and you can do cross repeat, which are quite cool features to have. How often you would actually use them is another matter. I think the GPS does work on the GD-88, but my feelings are that it's better on the 878. There's no Bluetooth on the GD-88. There is Bluetooth on the Anytone 878. And you can even pair a button with that as well. It's quite a large device, very solid, very heavy, but so is the 878. You have two nice, good quality knobs on top, LED there, and a sort of emergency button, programmable buttons as well. Big battery, but with big functionality, you get big usage. So the 878 battery is basically lasts longer. And I'll just show you the volume thing. So to control volume, you've got a control button that goes up and down here. So on the A band and the B band. So let's say we want to turn the volume up on the A band. We go up and we turn the volume. And you can see the green line going up and down. Okay, now the problem, it's a bit laggy when you turn it backwards. But let's get it, if we get it as low as we can, and you do have to try and get that green line as small as you can, it's still quite loud. Now if I go to the B section, I now want to adjust that. Now the volume button is in the same position, so nothing happens at first, but when you start to move it, there you are, it starts to move, and you're trying to get it in the right position as low as you can, and when it is in the lowest position, it is still quite loud, and so it's it's a bit fiddly.
WHH-G3-KYG returning, yes. Very true, John.
So in that case, I could get it reasonably low. It depends on the audio coming in. I mean, it goes nice and loud.
Bit chilly, but lovely bit of
You can lie it on its front on a pillow, and then it will lower it. I do that quite often. We go to the B band, and you can move the PTT from A to B as well. Let's see if we can get a hotspot in there. There's the hotspot, and then that's my hotspot, and it will dual sort of receive even if it's the same band. There's my HubNet. If I just see if I'm into HubNet. Yeah, you heard HubNet there, and you can hear that simultaneous to the A band, which is the sort of cool thing about this radio, that you can do that. Because if one half was not using an open spot, you can access DMR D-Star Fusion and at the same time listen to your local repeater. So this is the upside. So yeah, you'll find with the GD-88 that if someone is talking, you can't really go into the menu. If you go to the B band and then choose menu where there's no activity, you can. And the menu does take getting used to with the GD-88, because when you're going right to left, you're actually selecting up and down. But it is quite fun seeing the tiled system, and looks very nice. It is a nice looking radio. Yeah, the GD-88 to me is a nicer looking radio than the 878. The screen size on the MD5, it's actually quite a nice size screen, isn't it? So the screen size is okay on both of them. I'd say my biggest complaint would be that you can't really, even though when you load the CSV file, it's very small and hard to see. You have got zone numbers here, and you've got your information. You know, we've got digital, FM, and time, and battery. That's all on the screen, which is good. But if I turn up the volume,
Anybody on the channel?
which when it's in, if you're in a car or outdoors, a very loud speaker, very good audio.
Okay.
Look how small the information is. It comes through. It's quite hard to see. But look at the size with the MD5, which will be similar to the 878. So it's a hard one to say, you know, which one to buy. But to me, you don't buy these radios for the same reason. You buy the 878 or the MD5 type radio because everything is easily available. The screen shows all the information. You know, getting a code plug is no problem, and you can set that volume nice and low. So you know that's why you buy it. And with the 878, you get that very enormous battery that just lasts forever. You buy the Kaidera because you want to tinker around with the fact that you've got dual digital receive or digital and analog. That's actually really cool to receive two hotspots at the same time, because you can set one of them, if you have an open spot 3, you can set it to C4FM and D-Star and sit here and listen to both come through it. And a lot of the time, if you choose the correct ones, they don't come through at the same time. So, you know, you can sort of listen to one at a time, but without having to change around. So for me, it's become a radio that I use a lot because it's like having two radios in one hand. That's the main reason I like that radio. The volume thing, I tend to, it sounds unusual, but if it's a bit loud, I tend to just lie it face down on a pillow, and then the volume is muted to a point where it doesn't annoy the people in the room. So you know, it's a tough one. I've had it for a couple of months now. I like it. I wouldn't sell it. I do think it's worth the $200 that you would pay, because if you look at the hardware and the functionality of it, there's a lot there you're paying for. But as soon as you compare it to a Anytone 878, you're not going to be happy, because it's a completely sort of different kind of, you know, radio. It's like a cat and a dog. They're just different. If you compare them, you're going to hate it, yeah? If you enjoy the functionality it's got and possibly some good future firmware updates, you're going to really like having it. Would it be your main DMR radio? Not really. It's more another one that you pick up and you have fun, you go through all the functions, you enjoy those functions, and then another time you'll pick up your 878. So it's not your only DMR radio. I'm still glad that it's on the market, and it was designed actually for commercial use originally, so it's quite, yeah, it's good quality. So yeah, I'm not sure if that sheds any light. You can see with the Alinco when it does come through. Now remember that the 878 is single receive. That's the downside. You have to listen to one at a time. You can have two on the screen. I've got HubNet on the B band and Talk Group 91 on the A band. But on the GD-88, I can listen to both at the same time. So So that was hubnet keying up, and on the A band, you hit the control, turn it up. I can hear both at the same time. Hear that? You hear the keying up on there. So yeah, let me know what you think. Just thought I'd do this video, and 7-3, catch you on air. All the best.